I have made a mistake and I am so embarrassed about it. So I shared to the world about a month ago that I have a lot of debt, a lot of credit card debt. And it was around $55,000 worth of credit card debt, really $57,000. And I was doing a payoff video just now because I have a really big payoff that I was super excited about. And I was working on my spreadsheet of what I was paying off, and my numbers weren't moving. They weren't moving. I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, why isn't my debt amount going down? Come to find out, my formula on my spreadsheet was wrong. It was wrong. I didn't start off with $57,000 worth of credit card debt. I started off with $77,000 worth of credit card debt. The exact amount is actually $77,663 worth of credit card debt as of February 1st. I thought I had $20,000 less than that. And I have paid off around $11,000 since February 1st. And that number, I'm gonna try not to cry, is not even close to the number that I shared with you guys. And I'm so disheartened. I'm at a low right now because I thought I was making so much progress. And I was super excited to come to find out that even after paying off $11,000, I'm still $10,000 away from what I thought I owned initially.
Let's do an update on how broke I am so that you can feel better about your finances. And I have been not wanting to do an update or really talk about finances at all in the last week and a half because honestly, I'm just embarrassed about it. And I want so badly to be out of this position, but it is not something that happens overnight, unfortunately. We have increased our income, we've cut down on expenses, but all of our extra money is going towards paying off our debt, which means we still have no extra money. We're also not using credit cards at all. And so the money that we were able to spend going on those credit cards is now also decreased. So it is just not a good situation. And today is just a day I'm pissed about it, honestly. So right now we do not have any groceries. And I don't mean we don't have stuff that's easy to make quickly. No, we actually don't have food to make. So I'm at Aldi. I need to get some groceries, and I just checked my checking account and I'm currently negative $8 because something came through that I wasn't expecting. So thankfully I have money in our savings account that I set aside for taxes on the money that I've earned from TikTok, which is still not enough to cover all of that, by the way. But I'm going to be borrowing some money from that so that we can get groceries, and then I will just have to pay it back when I get paid from my actual job. It is days like this where I literally just want to scream because we're digging ourselves out and I'm seeing progress, and I'm grateful for that. There's at least light at the end of this very, 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 very long tunnel. But I'm just pissed about it. And so I just wanted to share this because I've been hesitant to even talk about it because I'm embarrassed about it. But I know that there are so many people who are in the same spot. If you look at the first video that I posted, there's a lot of us. So I don't want to seem like everything was just magically fixed because it was not, and our situation still sucks. There is just a little bit more hope because we were able to increase our income a little bit, and I'm so grateful for that. But there's still days where it fucking sucks. So
daily finance check-in, you know the drill. Debt remains the same, $41,905.14. And my checking account is now at $425 because I spent $25 on gas, a necessity. And I have some bills due in 2 days. I need about $3,000. So I have no idea what the plan is. I am in the most amount of risk I have ever been in my entire life. And I just keep surrendering this to God. And this is the most discomfort I've ever felt around my finances. And I'm just trying to lean into this and view this challenge as an opportunity to grow. I just know that there's a future version of me that looks back on this time period, this month specifically, and is like, holy crap. You broke through so much this month. And we'll see what happens. Still working on coming up with the money to file the bankruptcy. I gathered all the documents yesterday. Besides, I need 2 years of tax returns. I'm waiting on my mom to provide because my mom does my taxes. and she was busy yesterday, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I feel like the next couple of days are going to be very intense surrender, and I don't know what's going to come up. I don't have any backup plans, and I just trust. I trust so deeply that God is here providing for me. God is here to protect me. I think that God is the ultimate procrastinator, and yeah, so what I'm doing today is sitting down, opening up my bank account, logging in, looking at the numbers, getting myself very comfortable with looking at my account, making this a part of my routine. It's just like implementing any other habit. You know, if you want to start working out every day, you got to do it consistently for it to feel like a part of your normal routine. So that's what I'm doing with my finance day, even when there's not really much movement. I'm not really spending much right now, so a lot of times I'm just sitting down and looking at the same numbers every single day, but it's just creating consistency so that this becomes a part of my new normal.
60% of people who bought Coachella general admission tickets pay for them with a payment plan. Everyone's being like, oh, that's so irresponsible. What, are you going to go in debt to go to Coachella? Oh, okay, were they supposed to save that money for the house they're going to buy? For the kids they're going to have? There is no house. There are no kids they're going to have. Our generation isn't getting that, okay? The economy is bad, I think. I don't really understand. Eggs are $82. Everything's $1 billion. And then also, like, China's on TikTok being like, by the way, everything you spend money on is actually made for 10 cents. And you can just DM us and get it from us. And we'll pay you to get it from us. Like, it's so, for people like myself that have never understood math, like in the 9th grade, I was mistakenly put into honors math, and then I was dishonorably discharged back down to dumb math. For people like me, money, economy, this has never made sense. So yeah, who fucking, like, we will be in debt for the rest of our lives. What's one more thing? Did I go to Coachella? No. I'm too scared of sweating that much. But if I could be at Coachella with air conditioning around me at all times and nobody could touch me and I was in the front row for every show, then yeah, I would go in debt to go to Coachella.
So, my husband and I are $60,000 in debt. Let me explain how we got here. In June of 2022, we had a good amount of savings and decided that our home that we've been living in for a couple years just needed some maintenance and some upgrade. You can see behind me, we live in like a very normal house, but there were some things like on the outside where our stucco was falling off, so we needed to have that repaired. We had our house painted, we upgraded our bathroom a little bit, and also decided to pay off my husband's private student loan because the interest is not great. And so we had plenty of savings and we decided to just drain those bad boys. We both had really stable jobs. We would be able to squirrel away some money over time and build back up our savings again. 2 weeks later, unexpectedly, I was laid off from my job. And I'm the breadwinner of our household, so it did not go well. I was unemployed for about 7 months. Thank goodness I had social media to keep us afloat for a little bit, but here's the deal. We had to put a lot of stuff on credit card to be able to keep ourselves afloat. So anything that could go on a credit card went on a credit card. And that allowed my husband's income to pay for our mortgage, our car payments, our daycare, things like that. But everything else went on a credit card. We cut back as much as we could, but there's still a lot of expenses. We finally decided to do a debt consolidation loan, and it's about $65,000. And we're gonna try and pay it off. We did a 5-year loan plan, but we're gonna try and pay it off in the next 2 years if I can finally get that OnlyFans account going. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do OnlyFans, but that's our goal. If our kids gets out of daycare this year, we've spent $36,000 a year on daycare. So one of them graduates this year, the other one goes to VPK, so that'll save us a little bit of money. Our hopes are that we're able to put a lot of what we were already paying for daycare towards this loan and get it paid off sooner than planned. But your girl loves to shop, so I'm gonna have to do some shit to keep myself accountable to this.
I put myself into debt, $45,000 worth of debt, not including my car note. With my car note, it's $55,000. No one forced me. No one tricked me. I did that to myself. For a long time, I really just wanted to blame this situation on everybody else except for myself. I would say things like, oh, I had to spend money because of this, or I had to spend money because of that. But I just never knew how to handle my money. And that's just the facts. And I made really bad choices, plain and simple. Now I'm the one paying for those choices, literally. And instead of running from it, because I've been running away from it for almost a year and a half now, I'm facing it. No more excuses. The best part about my journey is that I'm trusting God through it all. I know that He's gonna allow me to see a victory through this. And I want you guys to come on this journey with me, where we put our faith in God, we make better decisions, and we hold ourselves accountable.
I have been financially not doing great. I am a nurse. Even though I am a nurse and I make good money, I don't have money, which is the sad part because of the choices that I've made still currently and the choices that I've made like previously, like from a couple of years. I am in credit card debt, and it's this unhealthy cycle that I have been putting myself into, and this just relationship with money has just never been something that I was talked about. Lifestyle creep is definitely a thing, and especially when you are trying to make a brand for yourself, when you're aspiring to do something that you want to do, and content creation has been something that I've always wanted to do. Being a YouTuber has always been something I want to do. I've always just wanted to be on camera. I've always just wanted to make a name for myself, whether it be like through content creation, being a YouTuber, being an entrepreneur, like whatever it may be. I always felt like I was meant to do something other than nursing. And so I think for years I have been continuously like, going with the trends and like, buying whatever everyone else buys so that like I can post about it and like, be seen. But then I get caught up with imposter syndrome of not being enough. For in order for me to become someone, I guess I was influenced by everyone else around me. So if I bought the next best thing, or if I like looked a certain way by buying these clothes, then I was gonna make an image, a brand for myself. And that turned into like so many like dumb purchases like along the way that I'm like literally paying for now. And don't get me wrong, I have been trying to get myself together when it comes to my finances, because obviously like I have money to pay my bills, I have money to like pay down the minimums on my credit cards, but a lot of the times I don't take into account like, money like for myself and money to, just enjoy life. And most of the time like I'm struggling to even do that. So I think I've reached my breaking point. Enough is enough. Like living paycheck to paycheck, living with like the credit card debt and like the afterpays and everything, like I'm done. Like I'm so done. I want to be financially free. Like I don't want to have to worry about like, if I'm gonna be able to eat. I just don't want to be in this cycle anymore, because it's like I want to travel, I want to buy a house, I want to get married, like all of these things. Like it's just like it's not possible until I take this step of paying off my debt. And not just paying off my debt, but like being financially literate and just understanding you can't always have your wants. You have to prioritize like your needs. And sometimes like I rationalize like my needs, my wants, to make them seem like their needs. And I just need to get out of this toxic like mindset. Like it sucks.